Hello, my name is Ana Marcela Lopez Ramirez. I am a fourth semester chemical engineer student here at Tec de Monterrey, and today I will share with you a metacognitive video pitch reflecting on my individual agency throughout this course. This exercise is a chance to step back and think about how I learned the course content, and I will explain what have I learned, how have I learned it, what was easiest, most complicated, and most innovative, what can I improve to learn more effectively, and how can I apply this knowledge in different situations. I will start with the personal dimensions. On a personal level, I learned about the magnitude of the climate crisis and the problem of unsustainability. I discovered how individual habits, like, for example, the foods I eat, the way I shower, and my electrical usage, contribute to global impacts. Specifically, I had a greater insight on what an ecological footprint is and why does it matter. If everyone lived like I did before and during February, we'd need 3.1 Earths to sustain our lifestyle. Now, thanks to deliberate changes, I reduced that to 2.3 Earths. I learned these concepts through class lectures on climate change and sustainability, class activities, team projects, and evidences. The easiest learning strategy was how to calculate my ecological footprint. It was just entering my data into the calculator and seeing the immediate results. It was pretty intuitive. The most complicated concept was understanding greenwashing and selectivism, distinguishing genuine corporate sustainability from marketing strategies that mislead consumers took time. And the most innovative learning came from ethics of consumption, where I reflected on how my everyday actions align with my values. It wasn't just theory, I felt encouraged to experiment with shopping choices and reflections on privilege, which was a new way of learning for me. In terms of learning strategies, I realize I sometimes don't put too much attention to readings and just get to the data without fully absorbing what is needed. To improve this, I plan to slow down and take structured notes on key terms like environmental justice, culture and sustainability, and professional ethics. Going forward, I can apply these insights by continually monitoring my personal habits, tracking electricity bills, water usage, diet choices, and sharing my findings with friends and family. This process has shown me that small, consistent changes accumulate into real impact. Moving Earth Overshoot Day from April 29th to June 8th is a powerful motivation to keep improving. Now I will talk about my professional dimension. As a chemical engineering student, I learned that my future profession is very tied to sustainability. Chemical engineers design processes that use resources like water, energy, and raw materials, and in doing so, we hold the power to reduce emissions, minimize waste, and develop cleaner technologies. I learned this through course discussions, readings, and investigations. These experiences taught me to think critically about how a process is designed, not just for efficiency or profit, but for minimal environmental footprint. Easiest was connecting the dots between unit operations and resource use. Most complicated was thinking innovative ways to reduce energy without elevating costs. And most innovative was keeping record of my progress in reducing my ecological footprint. To learn better, I plan to collaborate more with my classmates on my engineering challenges because group discussions help me catch assumptions I might miss alone. And I can apply this knowledge in future internships and professional roles. I will advocate for sustainable processes. Now, for the citizen dimension, I learned the importance of collective action in addressing climate issues. Our group project on deforestation in Infernillo, Michoacan, showed me how cattle ranching drives forests loss, threatens biodiversity, and increases CO2 in the atmosphere. I learned it through collaborative teamwork, We researched academic articles and integrated local knowledge into understanding the situation. Easiest was identifying the link between cattle ranching and deforestation. Most complicated was proposing realistic solutions that balance economic needs with environmental protection. And the most innovative was designing an awareness campaign aimed at schools and local communities. I see that I can improve my outreach and communication skills. And as a citizen, I can apply this knowledge by volunteering and invite others to and work on reforestation and sustainable agriculture. Now, for the consumer dimension, I learned to question my consumption patterns and recognize the ethical dimensions of everyday purchases, everything from the clothes I wear to the food I eat. The Ecological Footprint Project forced me to track my meat consumption, single use plastics, and energy usage. I realized, for instance, that reducing meat by 20% was one of my toughest commitments, but making small shifts, like having one vegetarian meal per week, helped me achieve partial success. Easiest was reducing single use plastics. I swapped to a reusable water bottle and coffee cup, and I refused plastic bags at the grocery store. Most complicated was coordinating carpooling. My family's schedules misaligned, so I had to replace that commitment with dedicated recycling of PET plastics and lithium batteries. Most innovative was tracking my Earth Overshoot Day. Seeing it shift from April 29th to June 8th motivated me and showed me the power of collective habits. To keep learning, I want to research sustainable fashion, shop secondhand clothing, and explore plant based protein alternatives more consistently. I also need to dig deeper into the life cycle environmental costs of the products I buy, not just the sticker price. And as a consumer, I will continue making conscious purchasing decisions, prioritizing products with transparent supply chains and minimal packaging. I will also share what I learned with friends and family, encouraging them to calculate their own footprints and experiment with lifestyle changes. To conclude, the most significant learnings from this course include deep awareness of the climate crisis, understanding the science of greenhouse gases, the problem of unsustainability, and the urgency of action, ethical frameworks, the role of environmental justice, climate justice, and personal ethics in guiding choices, critical thinking tools, how to spot greenwashing, evaluate discourse and power, and avoid slacktivism. And professional responsibility, recognizing that as a future chemical engineer, I must keep sustainability present into every project and process design. And what's next for me? I plan to volunteer with reforestation initiatives during the summer, seek internships that focus on green process design and life cycle analysis, and talk with my friends and family about reducing footprints and fighting greenwashing. Climate change is not a distant threat, it's happening right now. Global temperatures have already risen by 1.1 Celsius degrees since pre industrial levels, and extreme weather events are more frequent than ever. If we continue at our current pace, we risk irreversible damage to ecosystems and human societies. We have an ethical duty to protect our planet. It is a need for us to feel the urgency and the power we hold. Each of us can make conscious changes, reduce our ecological footprints, support sustainable businesses, push policymakers for stronger environmental regulations, and share knowledge in our communities. When multiplied by millions of people, these actions become a movement. If each person on Earth reduced their individual footprint by just zero point 0.5 Earths, we could postpone Earth Overshoot Day by months. buying precious time for ecosystems to regenerate. Facts show that energy efficient homes, plant based diets, and circular economy practices can cut emissions by up to 50% by 2030. In closing, I believe in our collective capacity to change. Let us act with wisdom and compassion. Let us lead with evidence and ethics. And let us open our hearts to the urgency of this moment. Together, we can build a sustainable future for all. Thank you for listening. Let's take action now. Thank you so much.